So Pelosi the Hammer smashed America's free market health system. Al Sharpton, a very reliable man, known for his honesty in the Detective Pagonis case, his honesty in the Freddy's Fashion Mark story, says that America voted for socialism when they voted for Obama, and that the American people want the country transformed along the lines of Chavez's nation. Now, he didn't say Chavez, but I did. Because when you say socialism, don't think it's benign. It is aimed at destroying your freedoms. It is aimed at destroying the middle class. Obamacare has won, but your pain has just begun. Oh, yes, Nancy Pelosi is gloating. Liberals are gloating, but it's a blunder of major proportions. Sally Pipes is a brilliant lady, and she is the president and CEO of the Pacific Research Institute. She says that this does not come close to providing universal insurance, and it bends the costs up, not down. Did you know that Obamacare expands Medicaid, cuts Medicare, and adds billions of dollars in new taxes and mandates just as these monies are needed to put Americans to work? In other words, nothing much is going to happen immediately, but very soon many things will happen. The bill immediately redefines youth to age 26, mandating that all group and individual health plans cover adult children up to that age. In other words, the dope-smoking idiots who stay at home will now be covered as children. That's going to increase your premium even if you're a poor working person. Now, I want to talk about the $20 billion tax hikes that are going to be imposed upon drug manufacturers and medical device companies. Unlike Obama, I've actually worked for a living. Unlike Al Sharpton, I've actually worked for a living. Unlike the left-wing fanatics in the Obama administration, I've actually worked for companies. And unlike these left-wing Marxist-Leninists, I have once worked for a PhD, and I once worked for a master's degree and another master's degree and earned them all. And along the way, I worked in the R&D area of pharmaceutical development. And I learned that it cost, 20 years ago, it was costing something like $800,000 to bring a new drug to market. I have no idea what it costs to bring a new drug to market today. But to people like Obama, who have never really run a business, never worked for a living, they don't understand it by taxing the pharmaceutical manufacturers. And by the way, I have no relationships with any today. What they're going to do is kill research and development in America. This nation has provided the world possibly most of the drugs that the whole world enjoys today. Most of the drugs in the world were developed in America today. I cannot think of any major drug truly that was developed, for example, in Syria. I'm struggling to define one major medicine that was developed in China. I'm struggling in my mind to think of one major drug that was developed in Cuba. I cannot think of one major medication or drug, if you wish to put it that way, that was discovered in Venezuela and brought to market in Venezuela. No, they were all, by and large, created and brought to market in the United States of America, with few exceptions. The British along the ways have done some good work, as I've told you. But by and large, most pharmaceuticals have been developed at great expense in America, with the very, very difficult approval process set in place by the FDA, and probably rightly so. The costs are very, very high. I don't know what they are today. I can only imagine they would be in the hundreds of millions of dollars in order to invest. You see, Mr. Obama doesn't know what invest means. Nancy Pelosi doesn't know what invest means. They know only about taking. They don't know about giving or investing or taking chances. They know only about taking from the middle class. And so the pharmaceutical companies had to invest and take a chance. They paid researchers. The researchers take their time. And then if they find a drug that shows promise, they have to apply for a new drug application, an NDA, if I remember correctly. That goes through a laborious process. Then the drugs have to be tested on animals and all the way up the chain until eventually this pharmaceutical might be approved, and I say might, after hundreds of millions of dollars were spent for sale to help people. Obama's now going to take out the incentive to make those investments. He's going to kill research and development. We are moving towards becoming a third world nation. Obama has dragged this country into the gutter before. He has humiliated the image of the United States of America by bowing down to the king of Saudi Arabia, by bowing down to the premier of China, both dictatorships. This man has humiliated America every step of the way. He has sullied the past of America by spitting on it. Do you know that one of the things this guy did, this piece of work, Obama, I am so sick and tired of talking about him in hushed tones, like because he's of mixed race, you can't say anything against him. I am sick of it. He's a low-class act. It has nothing to do with race. It has to do with behavior. Obama is a low-class act. One of the first things this piece of work did was remove the bust of Winston Churchill from the Oval Office. Think about that. Winston Churchill, who stood almost alone against Adolf Hitler, this low-class act called Obama removed a bust of Churchill. Now, why would he do that? Need he put a bust of Mao Zedong in there for you to finally get the message? You morons, you. I am telling you who did this to us. You did it to us. You did it to us, you middle-class fools who thought you were getting something better than Bush in voting for Obama. You were the useful idiots that this Leninist used.